We all know that the two things we're not supposed to talk about in the workplace are religion and politics. But with politics being what they are, especially during this election cycle, sometimes it can be hard to avoid. So what's the right way and the wrong way to talk about politics in the office? Certainly the wrong way ought to be evident, and that's don't scream at anyone. Nobody is backing a candidate because they're evil or because they're awful or because they're out to get anyone. It kind of feels that way, especially with the tenor of a lot of political ads, but that's just a really horrible jumping off place for any conversation in the workplace because, quite frankly, that candidate you hate might be your boss's pick. So just be mindful that even when you're disagreeing, you have to do it respectfully. The right way to talk about politics in the office. I think some of it comes down to your workplace. I work for a Swiss company, so actually most of my colleagues are not super plugged into American politics, and they ask questions from a point of curiosity. It's important to know when someone's asking you a political question, why they're asking. It can be easy to assume somebody's trying to bait you into a tough conversation, but a lot of times that's not the case. A lot of times people just really want to know. So take every question with a grain of salt and think before you answer it. And then when you get to a point where you're talking to somebody who might actually also know about the politics you're talking about, especially if they disagree with you, just remember, be respectful, even if someone isn't, and assume positive intent. I would like to think that in this great nation, everyone supports a candidate for a reason. And sometimes learning that reason helps you figure out even better why you believe what you believe about whatever candidates that you're supporting. So I think look at it from an educational perspective, be mindful of your own tone. And if somebody is just, being caustic and trying to pick a fight, you can always walk away from that conversation. This is not the way that I talk about politics. Can we talk about something else? And I think, if you just be mindful of your own tone, walk away from the conversations that you don't actually want to be a part of, and, use every opportunity to talk about what you believe as an education opportunity instead of an opportunity to sort of poke at somebody else for what they believe, you'll wind up with a really, really rich conversation.